Welcome to the JAMODI Podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders, so let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it.
Welcome to the Ballology app Ultimate Demo. Trusted by leaders in the game. Ballology is a player development platform built for coaches and players alike. You can expect live shot tracking, workout libraries, and AI insights. You can easily chart team shooting drills in practice or in training sessions. Track all of those shots using an iPhone or an Android device in real time. You can view your team's performance through a video archive or by using our shot charts. After every shooting workout, take a look at your breakdown by viewing your percentages and your shot locations. Let's take a deeper look to learn how to make the most out of the Ballology app. Let's see how you measure up in the Ballology Skills Assessment, where you can test your shooting skills versus other shooters worldwide. Navigate to Ballology AI, where you can ask any question to get answers in real time for smarter training.
Make that footwork a little more sharp.
Coaches or players can create custom workouts in just minutes. Hit your on-court skills or basketball IQ or even strength and conditioning. It can be done on the Ballology app. Compete with everything you do on the Ballology app through our workout leaderboards. Elevate your game with the Ballology app. Download it for free today.
Your point about retention over recruiting now. And because for me, as just a high school coach, I think I would have looked at it as the opposite of, since you're not going to keep them, man, get out there and find players. And that's the most important thing. But I love that idea of once you have them there, then let's do our very, very best to keep them there. What are some of the things that you feel like you've done to, like you said, you have 5 players coming back, which the Baylor men's program has 0 from last year's team. So what are some things that you've done to make your place the place where they want to be and stay?
I mean, I think one, our league really helps. Our league is one of the best junior college leagues in the country. Our guys that play here as freshmen know that. They see their teammates get recruited. They see players that they've played against get recruited. So that obviously, last year we had 3 teams in our league play in the Elite 8. So, and we were kind of on that next group under, and I think we could have done the same thing. I think a few others could as well. So our league's huge with that, just because year in, year out, it's really strong. It's really deep. And then here, our program, I mean, our kids get 24-hour access to the gym. We have a great gym here. I mean, like everything in it is relatively 3 years old. I mean, like, for the building itself. So it's an unbelievable facility. It's a great place to work on your craft and improve. It's a 100-yard walk from the dorms. So I think it's a mixture between our league and just how our place is. And I think, how we do things. I think, as a junior college coach, I think that, yes, we all want to win games, including me. But I think the most important part is where do your kids go? And I think junior colleges should be graded on that. And where do your kids go? Number one. And 2, what are their grades and do they graduate? I think that's the 2 most important things for any junior college program. And I think our guys know that we have done that well. We've done that pretty well. So here's the roadmap on how to do things. If I do it, I'm going to be okay. So I think that's a big part of it. And I think you have to care. I think you have to be invested. I don't think you can be the head coach that just is hanging out, swings in right before practice and, leaves after it's over and goes home. I mean, in today's world, you better have relationships with your players, and they better be real, because they can, it's easy to tell if you're not. It's easy to sniff out. So I think that's the keys that we try and do every single year is have real relationships with our players.
I like that list that you created because I was thinking about would there be a difference or wondering would there be a difference between your list of why players stay and then my list? Because as much as there's movement in the college world, there's movement in high school as well. And so now being at
Right.
Midway High School in Waco, Texas, my thought is, okay, why should a kid stay at Midway? Well, and while you're saying those things, I was kind of jotting them down and almost like a check of what I would tell a parent or a player is one, we're going to play against really good competition at the 6A level, right in Central Texas and in the district that we're in and the tournaments we're going to play, they're going to be pushed. The 24-hour access, I just wrote down development. They have to feel like this is a place where, as a player, they're going to get better. And then the third thing, for you, it's where they go. Maybe for me, if I have guys that have aspirations to play, but then you nailed the academics piece. Is our school a place where academically you're going to be pushed? Man, I think we can check off all those boxes just like that list that you created, and I think that's really good for us to explain to our players. If we wanna make this the big time, make this the place to be, I think we have to have those answers why, and then you nailed it. It actually has to be there. It has to exist, because if it's just words, they're gonna sniff that out real quick.
Absolutely. They're going to tell from day one. So I think over the past few years, it has really changed. Like I mentioned earlier, it's all about trying to keep them instead of recruiting. And, that's something that I have for sure seen change being a head coach for like 11 years. And it's just slowly changed that way. And because as you said, it's right now, it's kind of cool to transfer sometimes. So, but you could have an ideal place that you're at. And I mean, you have to let those guys know that. You have to talk to the parents, you have to talk to the high school coaches, you have to talk to the handlers. Like, you got to talk to them every single week and try to develop that relationship. And that's what's changed a lot.
There used to be this feeling of your older players would own the culture themselves and almost like, torch bearers, they pass it on to those players coming up. So many programs now are starting new each year. And you mentioned that's an extreme amount of time from August to October to get yeah, to late August to get your language, the way that you train, let alone the way that you actually wanna play on both ends of the floor, sprinkle in some skill work, and then, "Oh, yeah, by the way, culture is really important, and we wanna grow that too." For somebody like me that is starting at a new place or some of those coaches that look around and see, like, there's just nobody from the year before. Coach, how do you do that in such a short amount of time?
And then throwing in the fact that, schools can swing through our gym on the 12th of September. And so you want to get your kids recruited as well. I mean, we're going to have 80 schools that are going to swing through our gym in the month of October, September. We just are. So you want to make sure that your kids get seen. I mean, schools are not driving down here like to watch me teach closeouts. They're just not. They're coming down to watch your guy play.
Guys, listen, we're gonna chop our feet and we're gonna do this for 10 minutes, all right?
And I'm a great defensive coach, but I promise you, they're not doing that. So,
Coach, let me ask you, hockey stop or choppy feet? What do you teach?
I teach it like you're riding a horse and you're pulling on reins. That's how we describe it. So
Weight back. Yeah.
pulling reins, sprint to get there, high hands. We don't emphasize chop per se, but it's like pulling up on a horse, and doing that. So
I like
and we,
that. So keep going. Sorry.
I mean, if you're watching a kid down here, like, you don't want to watch me to teach that. So how we try to do it is, too, I think you also have to put in there, I mean, like attention span as well. I mean, these guys, I've seen it change where, 3-hour practices are not happening much anymore. They just aren't. So we do it in the fact that, we do a lot of skill work because, I don't have a lot of time like to change like a wing into like a point guard or anything like that. But we try to work on the players' weaknesses, identify what those are, and then try to drill them. And so how we do it is we just do half an hour skill work, which is really intense. I mean, it's just full speed. You're sweating. It's hard. And then we try to incorporate one technique, but whether it's like offense against air, or it's, three on 3-on-0, or 3-on-3, 4-on-3 contest. And then we play, and we play a lot of controlled pickup. I'm a huge believer in that, because two, you also have to create some chemistry with your guys. And that's what nobody talks about. These guys have not played with each other for 3 straight years. They're all new. So we do a lot of controlled games for our strength conditioning, for all that, because our guys have to learn how to play with each other. They just do. So we do rules in our games where, like offensive rebounds +1, or, a corner 3 is worth 4 points,
I
just
like that. Yeah.
do some different things, like to, just to keep it fresh, but you're still conditioning. You're playing up and down. And like any time that the pace changes and it kind of turns into just trotting and jogging, then we quit. We stop it, because our deal's about pace. That's what it's always been. And so, I just think you can kind of trick kids into conditioning, and the fact that, you're actually playing games instead of just being on the, line and just sprinting and doing sprints. So, we play in the fall. I don't even know the number on it. We play a ton of pickup. We tape it, we record it. We do their percentages each week. So if you're 3 for 12 from 3 in a week, you're going to know that, and we chart that all through the preseason, and just try to improve it throughout the year, but also try to teach, hey, you're taking some bad shots. That's why you're shooting 21% from 3. You're a lot better 3-point shooter than that, but you're taking some bad ones. So I feel like we've done a great job in the past few years. And that's pretty new. I just started doing that 3 years ago. But we record everything, and we chart it, stat it, and we make it we put it on the board in the locker room. So everybody knows. Everybody knows. Can't hide from it. It's right there every day. You see it.
3 things there. The first question, I think, is you have so many schools that are going to be coming in. Are you creating a workout or practice plan every day that will work not only for your program and what you have to achieve, but also for those coaches if they come in? Or if you have your plan and then you find out, okay, a couple guys are coming in, we got to scrap some things and add a little bit more of this. How do you kind of flow with that?
Yeah. I'll adjust if I have to. The number one part for our place and for our level is you have to move on. So our guys can't play here forever. And like I mentioned earlier, I think that's the most important part of a program, is where do your kids go? Where do they transfer to? In order to do that, they have to get seen. So we do have a plan, but I think also, you can alter that if you need to. One thing, if you come in our gym like to recruit, you're always going to see us play live. Always. Always. I don't care if it's like one day before a game the school comes in. I have a responsibility to get these guys recruited. And the more looks that you can get, the more it helps. So you've heard horror stories of schools where, a school will fly in and they'll do closeouts and 3-man weave and, 5-on-0. And that's it. Well, it's hard to get an evaluation with a player if that's what you're doing. So I don't have the correct answer for it. I just know how we do it. And you're going to see our kids play a whole lot if you come down here in the preseason.
Appreciate you saying that you don't have the correct answer, but in my opinion, yours is the correct one. I feel like I heard years ago from a former player's parent, who had an older brother playing at another school, and a college this was at a high school, came in to watch him, and it was a weight room day or track day, and they still had him go out and run on the track all period long while the coach was there. And I just made a note of that, of I'm going to allow myself to have the flexibility that if a coach comes to Grapevine Faith, comes to Midway High School to watch one of our players, hey, forget what we're doing. We can teach those things in the future. Let's be where our feet are and let's highlight. Now, I've been more on the individual skill work, the ball in their hand, a lot of different things, showcasing that with their shot, how they train. But I love your idea of some type of live play. I don't think I've necessarily done that in the past where, man, that's probably what they want to see the most is, yeah, a little bit of handle, a little bit of shooting. But after 30 minutes of skill work, okay, let's do something else. Let's watch them compete. Let's watch how good of a teammate they are because we thought we saw it during the summer with their select team, but now with their school team, when coach is talking, what do they look like? How do they help the gym run? Man, coach, I think that's a really good nugget.
And we're coaching them through the pickup game. So I'm not just in a chair, like we'll try.
But I think it could be 3-on-3. It could be small sided. It could be any type of, maybe you still work on a piece of your offense that you wanted to install. But like you said, using those different constraints, hey, you can only score on defense by getting a stop today, right? There's a lot of ways to do it.
Or one thing that we do a lot, like you got to end the
Say
game
that again.
A score, stop, score. Is what you got to do.
Yeah.
And then hit a free throw to win it. Like we do different things just to try to spice it up. And as a coach, like you also have to say, hey, there's going to be some times it's going to look ugly. It's going to look ugly. But you also got to remember, you only had them there for 3 or 4 weeks. So, let's try to grade and let's try to look at just the things that we have taught and reviewed. And it's going to look ugly. There's going to be a lot of turnovers. The ball is going to be going everywhere. But still, you're letting your kids actually get seen and evaluated. And at the end of the day, that's why they're here. That's why they're here. They're here to move on. And that's the most important part of our program. And I think really for any junior college program, I think that should be at the top of the pillar.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI Podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.